Hey everybody, it's Murphy Gray Hunter. I'm going to do 2 book reviews, but before we do that, Jade wants to show y'all.
On my money, I have $28.
She cleaned out her piggy bank.
And then I'm going to save some money and put it in this little bag. And we're going to go to the dollar store and get some stuff.
There you go.
I'm rich, see?
Remember when we were all kids and we thought we were rich when we had like, $5? Mm.
This is what's the real rich.
All right, thank you.
Bye.
Real quick, I'm drinking infused water. This just has lemons and blackberries. Look at the size of those blackberries. They're like ginormous, right? Anyway, this is a regular mason jar, and I just drilled. I made a hole with a knife and put my straw in there. I love mason jars. I love drinking out of glass containers, except, they sweat a lot, and you have to have like a paper towel on the bottom. I don't like. Anyway, real quick, I gotta put some lotion on my hands because they are ashy. Y'all know how much I love this, the Charity Pot lotion, that I get from, look at her fat roll, she says.
All you kids want this.
Kids, even adults. Okay.
Mine.
Alright. So, the 2 reviews, books that I'm going to review is going to be, the first one is Defense Against the Dark by Emily Carlin. This one. And the other one is The Witch's Book of the Dead by Christian Day. Okay. So, real quick. I'm not finished reading both of these. I'm reading both of these right now. Those of y'all who know me, I read about 4 books at one time. Because I can't just read one book and then wait to read it. I want to read, like, sometimes I don't feel like reading a book, a witchy book. Sometimes I want to read something else. Sometimes I want to read, something completely different. It being like either a Harry Potter book or a Twilight book or a book on the Clan of the Cave Bears or, a Stephen King book or, sometimes I'm just not in the mood to just read one particular type of book. And so this, I'll read, like 4 or 5 chapters out of one book, and then I'll pick up a different one and I'll do it like that. And not only does I get to go through more books quicker because I love books, I just can't read them enough. So anyway, okay, I think all that lotion is inside now. It's all like absorbed into my ashy skin. Okay, this one, Defense Against the Dark. What I really like about this book, she also writes the witches. I can't even see that, but I think that's I can't think of the. I think it's not the Witch's Apprentice or the Apprentice, or I don't know. Hell, I can't see it. See those 2 right there? These 2. I've seen these 2 books. I think I actually have that one. Anyway, what I really like about this book is that this book has the folklore. I love reading stuff about, I love to read the lores on things. Like, for example, let's find something. This has, like, for example, the classic vampire. So it'll have information about the classic vampire and then the folklore behind it. And then methods of removal. And then the modern vampire. They have a few things here on different vampires. The sexual vampire. They have stuff on demons, on ghouls. What else? Poltergeist. Like the others. That tells you the lore behind it. And then methods of removal. Poltergeist. Fairies. So there's a lot of information in this book. This book has 12 chapters, and it is about 200, before the appendix, yeah, it goes to 204 pages. And it covers, like, the field guide to magical creatures, occult happenings. It has a about fairies, and then under fairies it has a bunch of different things like pixies, brownies. Chapter 2 is boogies. It has a black lady, the gremlins, the others, poltergeist. Chapter 3 is demons, infernal, ghouls, hellhounds, imps. Chapter 4 is vampires. Like I said, different types of vampires. Chapter 5, it has the dead and undead, like hungry ghosts, intelligent ghosts, living ghosts, residential ghosts, shadow people. Chapter 6 is malignant magic, and that's about curses, elemental, possessions, shapeshifters. Chapter 7 is basic protection. Chapter 8 is on tools. Chapter 9 is protective charms and incantations. Chapter 10 is cleansing and protective rituals. Chapter 11 is hex breaking, and chapter 12 is in case of emergency, break glass. And so there you go. So far this is a cool little read. I mean, I don't know how accurate a lot of this information is, but it's a good little read. And if you're not one of those that like to read like on demons, if you're not one that likes to just read the whole book about demons, this is perfect because it's just like a couple of pages. It's like maybe two to 4 pages on each topic, and then it moves on to something else. So this is a good little book. It's a good little read. Okay. The second book is The Witch's Book of the Dead by Christian Day. I bought this book some time ago, and this book was $21.95. I got this on Amazon. This book I bought at half price books, and I only paid $6 for this book. The Witch's Book of the Dead, I'm still reading this book, and Christian Day, I'm also subscribed to him on YouTube, and he makes some pretty good videos. I really enjoy this book. I know a lot of people they feel completely, some people really like his style and some people don't. It's just like Stephen King. I love how dark and twisted Stephen King's mind is. I really do. But this book is a really, you can tell that he's done a lot of research. He's put a lot of research into this book, and it's dark and it's edgy. And you know, it's just beautifully crafted. You know, I really, really enjoy this book. Like I said, I'm still reading it. Like I said, it's a dark book. So if you're not into dark teachings, maybe this is not the book for you. Maybe that's why a lot of people don't like it. But this is really a good book to have on as one of your collections. And he does do a lot of research on ancient lore. Again, I really enjoy reading about the lore of things. You can get a lot of information on lore where I personally like to know where all this started from. Like, say for example, a brownie. Oh, brownies are so cute to have in your house and blah blah blah. Okay, but you know, they're always a balance. There's always good and bad. So my thing is like, you know, you need to know everything about even with fairies, like calling fairies to your house. You want to make sure that you know everything about fairies. Fairies are beautiful, yes, but they also have a darker side to them. So when you're reading about lores, not only are you understanding what that particular thing is, but you're getting some history behind it. And, you know, folklore's, ancient folklore, I can't even talk, ancient lores, can really teach you a lot about, different things, you know. So I really, can appreciate the stuff that he has in here, covering that. It is, it has 238 pages before you get to the appendix part of the book. But 238 pages. And it covers, it has like, let's see how many chapters this has. It has 13 chapters, but under each chapter is a ton of stuff. You know, he talks about the dead, different types of witches, and the myth and history, opening doorways. And so, like, under doorways, he's got like several things. The altar of the dead, the witch's tools of spirit work, banishing and exorcisms, methods of spirit contact, spirit mediumship, speaking with the dead, necromancy, the world's most forbidden practice, ocular necromancy, divination with the dead, he's got a lot of good stuff, mostly like on the dead and on ghosts and communicating with spirits. You know, he talks about the Festival of the Dead. You know, this is a really interesting book. I can appreciate it because I really do like learning about dark magic. And his book really is a lot of teaching of that. Really, he has put a lot of research into his book in writing this. I think it's one of those rare books, you know, that every witch should read. I mean, if you, like I said, if you're not into dark magic or don't have an interest in it, then it probably wouldn't speak to you. But I really am enjoying this book. I really think that it's a good buy. I think it's a good book to have on your shelf. Anyway, all right, so those are my reviews on these two books. Defense Against the Art. I don't want to keep saying art. Defense Against the Dark by Emily Carlin. Like I said, I got this on Half Price Books. But back here it says, you know, there's no price on it, but I paid $6 for this at Half Price Books. And then, of course, this one I got on Amazon. And this one was $21.96, and I believe that's what I paid for this. I paid around that. But yes. Alright, guys. Tell me what y'all think if y'all read these books. And tell me if y'all like them. And tell me if y'all are into Christian, how y'all feel about Christian Day. I really like this. I really like this book. I don't know if he has any more books. I'm sure he does. But I plan on reading the other ones after I'm done with this. Alright, guys. As always, I love you all. Blessed be. Bye.